What is it with all these dystopian movies that always have these super strong and super dead bad guys? Hey everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog and welcome to another in-theater movie review series. So today's movie that I'll be reviewing is the Korean Netflix film Badland Hunters. So the film starts off with a scientist who's trying to revive his daughter, but unfortunately an earthquake hits the city and it turns out that the scientist wasn't able to revive his daughter. A few years pass and a man named Nam-son ends up becoming a hunter and he ends up hunting to earn a living. One day, however, a group of people come to his village and they started asking the people to bring out the teenagers of the village. And one of the teenagers turns out to be Soo-na, a young teenage girl who is close friends with Nam-son, and she ends up going with the people as they ended up going to the safe haven that's for the teenagers. And it turns out the said safe haven is actually being run by the mad scientist at the beginning of the film. And of course, Nam-son is suspicious about all of this, and he ends up trying to follow Soo-na to the safe haven. And it turns out that the reason why the mad scientist wanted to get all of these teenagers to his safe haven is because he wanted to experiment on the teenagers so that he could develop a serum for his dead daughter. Now, Nam-son has to go to the safe haven in order to save Soo-na from being killed by the scientist. So what are my thoughts on this movie? I really enjoyed this movie. Like, it's been a while since I last seen a Korean film. I think the last Korean film I seen was Space Sweepers, and that was like 3 years ago. But definitely check out the review to that movie. It's definitely worth a watch, and the link to the review is in the comments down below. But yeah, I was really interested in this movie, so I decided to go ahead and check it out. So let's talk about what I did like about this movie. So the first thing that I liked about this movie was the premise. I really like the fact that this movie is about a mad scientist who was experimenting on all these teenagers in order to make a serum for his dead daughter, and then he also ends up experimenting on many other people and turning them into these super soldiers that seem undead. So I really love the fact that this movie takes the whole dystopian world that happens to feature super strong villains into an interesting direction, and I think the movie did a really good job at showcasing the dystopian world and the super strong villains that inhabited the world as well. So I really liked that. Another thing that I liked about this movie were the themes. Now, the way that the themes are handled in this movie may vary from person to person, but for me personally, the two themes that I see come out of this movie is that don't talk to strangers, and how a catastrophe can actually bring out the worst in people. So we see that Soo-na ends up going with these group of people that she doesn't know about, and she doesn't even know about their true motives. And once she gets to that safe haven, she starts realizing that everything's all wrong, and she doesn't notice about the true motives of the mad scientist until it's almost too late. So I do like the fact that this film kind of touches on the idea about being careful about going with strangers that you don't know, especially if you don't know what their true motives are. And then the other theme is about how a catastrophe can bring out the worst in people. Like, we get to see how the earthquake at the beginning of the film brought out the worst in the scientist, as he's willing to do whatever it takes to bring his daughter back, even if that means he has to hurt a lot of innocent people to do so. So I do like the fact that this movie touches on the subject about how a real world catastrophe can bring out the worst in people. And then another thing that I liked about this movie were the action sequences. So there's a lot of great action sequences throughout this movie, especially the scenes where Nam-son is fighting against the superpower bad guys throughout this movie, and he's able to do so effortlessly. So I really enjoy those scenes, and I think that the action sequences are done very well throughout this movie. Now, the biggest issue that I have with this film was that I felt like most of the characters weren't that well developed. Like, I felt like that the only character who was well developed was the mad scientist himself, as we know that at the beginning of the film, he was trying to revive his dead daughter, and we get to see how he starts becoming the bad guy throughout the film as he tries to do whatever it takes to bring back his dead daughter, even if that means like hurting a lot of innocent people to do so. So I felt like the mad scientist had like the best character development throughout this film, but when it comes to the heroes, they don't really have a lot of development to them. Like, we don't know much about the heroes' backstories and about how they survived during the earthquake. So I would have liked to know more about the heroes and how they survived through the earthquake when it first began, and about how they got into the situation they were in the first place. But yeah, I felt like most of the characters in this film were kind of underdeveloped besides the scientist himself. Before I give out my overall rating for this movie, I would like to let you guys know that there are affiliate links in the description box below if you want to buy any of the movies that are mentioned or linked in this video. If you buy any of the movies that are mentioned in this video using the affiliate links in the description box below, then I will receive a small commission that would greatly help with this channel. So please feel free to use any of the affiliate links in the description box below if you want to add any of these movies to your movie collection. And now, a word from this channel. All aboard the Social Media Express. Want to send some tweets my way? Then follow me on Twitter. Want to see me play lots of video games and other stuff? Then follow me on Twitch. Want to join our crazy community? Then join our Discord group. Let's chat with Rabbitearsblog. Want to see more stuff from my YouTube channel? Then check out my Facebook page, Rabbitearsblog's Best Comments. Want to check me out at other awesome accounts? Here's my card. And now, back to the video. But overall, I give Badland Hunters, I'd watch it. While I wish that some of the characters were better developed, I really enjoyed this movie. The action sequences were very well done, the themes were very interesting, and I really love the premise of this film about this mad scientist turning all these innocent people to these super strong bad guys just so he can revive his daughter. So if you're looking for a Korean film that has a lot of action and horror in it, then I would definitely check out Badland Hunters. So those are my thoughts on Badland Hunters, and tell me in the comments down below. Have you seen Badland Hunters? And if you have, did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? And what's your favorite Korean action film? Please let me know in the comments down below. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, like this video? If you want to check out more crazy content from this channel, then please hit that big old colorful subscribe button. And if you are feeling extra generous, then please support me through Patreon so I can make more awesome content for this channel.